Hello everyone. This story will change how you understand growth, respect, discipline, and elevation. It will change how you see teachers, students, tradition, and projects. It will change how you understand on simply true of life. Growth is not victorial elevation, is not disrespect, and becoming more is not abandoning where you come from. This is not a story about fighting. It is not a story about ego. It is not a story about victory. It is a story about transformation, identity, and the choice to grow beyond well on made you strong. This story, Hong King Carnolent District, March 3rd, 1967, Friday evening 8 p.m. inside a small private wing choir turning hell and air is happy, not with humanity but with transition, meaning and interpretation. 30 wind change. Students sit silently along the winds trenched are not beginnings, not victorious, not outside. They are senior disciplined men who have trained for years, some for distanced men who have given three libet to this year. Three facets are serious, their various staircase means victory wishes. They are about to interest something that should not exist. In the center of the room, two men stand in fin apart. Fearing is the other. They are not enemies, not rebels, not stone. They are teacher and student, master and discipline, root and branch. On is Ip Man, 74 years old, the grandmaster, the legend, the man who carried wind, churn, tossed away privacy, exiled and choice. The man who bronzed when churned from force hand to Hong Kong, the man who tossed, transformed, and product served a condition he stung in simply black, still chained, glowing, ill-engined, that claim his postures, product first, his hand, Rolex, his bronting, controlled his easy shape. This is not an old man, this is a master. Across from him stone branch leaf, 27 years old, shouldered, stallion, different, powerful. Fawcett, his body is a not just muscles, it is disciplined, shaped into form. He is not standing in a condition on. Choin is strong, he is standing in something new, something evolved, something of his own correction, just cannot do. The way of the interrespecting feast, not wind chorn, but born from wind chorn, not transition, but evolution, not respection, but adoption. Brownsley was 20 years old when he first met Ip Man. He was a scrawny NG, complete stranger, feisting stone drones, wheeling, searching for stone and identity. IP Man ID not only trains him on to feist, he trusts him discipline, stone trains, police properly, control, balance, and respect. For 50 years, Branch absorbed everything. He turned student, learned and grew. Then he began to question. Then he began to attempt. Then he began to evolve. 3 years again. Branch left Hong Kong and went to America. He crossed Montreal, arranged, turned flights, interned Hollywood, and during that time he built something new. Not better, not worse, but different, evolved when Brest returned to Hong Kong. A silent question flies the air. Has the student surpassed the master? Has elevation surpassed tradition? Is just cannot do stronger man own choice? Is the new part granted that the old know? No one escaped it alone, but everyone felt it. IP man himself product pass it. The trust no from ego, not from anger, not from rivalry, but from thorns. He sighed the bridge had evolved beyond when he trounced him, and now he needed to see how far he had gone. He sighed that was not disrespect. This was the final lesson. These rules were simply no holding back, no teacher student contest, no equalist 20-minute or entry on simpness. The senior student beloved IP man old one. He had to when he was the source, the root, the origin, the branch could not be stone. Then the toast, then was foundation, that was belief, that was order, but some younger student were unseen. They had seen praise, spirit, in ambition, power, and intelligence. They had seen his elevation. They wondered, oh, if is impossibly might happen. IP man spoke humility to branch. He sighed that he tossed him everything. He announced that branch had grown had own way, and that this was good business. This is how martial advanced evolve, but toast he needed to see the toast branch bowed discipline with granarity, respect, and sight. That IP man would allow be his master. The room held its breath. The air became heavy with meaning to generation, to conspirators, to paint on movement. They resolved their hands and the fight began. When happiness next was not choice, not boundary, no valency, it was intelligence moment, taming control and interesting IP man movement were minimal products efforts branch movement were fast at work in product stability foundation me evolution strong mean freedom expansion meet innovation Nathan men forced with hatred, nations forced with ego, they forced with purpose. Minute pursuit, the room remained silent. No cheers, no shouting, only the sound of grunts, movement and controlled impulse. Bronze was faster, IP man was cleaner. Bronze was exponsibly, IP man was strong. Bronze adapted IP man redacted branch. Adapted IP man responded. It was not about who was stronger. It was about who understood movement, distance, timing, and intention. At time passed something which is clear to everyone in the room. This was not a fight to tribe, so poverty, it was a lesson. IP man was testing the limits of his teaching branch, was showing the result of 11. The student has not absented the master, he had carted the master forward. The fight ending without submission, without clippers, without defiance. Bronzed men stupid, bronze buoyant, bronze strong and silent, no winner was distorted pieces there was no need for that IP man spoke fast. He sighed that bronze he gone beyond with a toast him, and that this was the natural parent of two marital errands. He sighed that condition must evolve or it does. He said that a teacher's success is not when a student remain below him but when a student surpass him. Bright board again reply with humanity and said that everything he has come from IP men and that evolution does not answer rules, it honors them. The student understands that lesson growth is not victorial change, is not dismantle. Elevation is not abandonment. A student surpassing a teacher is not failure, it is success. This story is not about what who a fights. It is about understanding growth. It is about knowing when to learn and when to evolve. It is about responding transition without becoming torpedoed by it. It is about carrying rules forward, not cutting them off. The greatest lesson of the night was not Poisel, it was possible to mastery is not about demancy. To mastery is about understanding. Too strong is not control. Too strong in growth. To respect in obedience. That respect in growth with evolution and the deeper cost of L is this. A great teacher does not create forward. A great teacher career leaders. A great teacher does not want students to stay small. A great teacher wants students to grow beyond him. This is not a song about the past. It is a lesson for every generation. Growth without ego, illusion without arrange, products without respect, rules without claims. This is the highest form of respect. Is not destroying the sum, the highest form of respect in becoming more. The silence in the room after the feast was heavier than the feast itself. No one spoke, no one movement. The 40 student turning alone, the wolves felt something they had never felt before, not fear, not excitement, not shock, but instinct. They had not witnessed a victoria. They had witnessed a transformation. They had not seen a master fail. They had seen a teacher's success. If man stood calamity, it brooding style has posted indulged branchly strong observed him respectful composite grounded. There was not pride on branched face, no arrange, no sense of contest, only gut hearts and humanity. He had no come to depart his teacher, he had come to face his rules. Ipiman looked at the stone and spoke with a clean voice. He said that material ends is not about trench quit, not about stored, not about systems. It is about interesting movement, interesting timing, interesting age, and interesting the human mind. The sight that one can was never meant to be a chase. It was meant to be a foundation, a starting point, not a progress. He said that if a store system does not evolve, it dies. If a student does not grow, the teacher has failed. He then looked at a branch and said that the purpose of teaching is not of create copies but to create thinking, not follower but leaders, no showward but last. He said that branch had not victoried on scheme. He had carried its spirit forward. He had transformed spirit into freedom and discipline into expansion. Branch listened silently. His easy when clean, his face serious when he spoke. He said that everything he cannot start with men, that without one's choice there won't be not G can do that without stronger there would be not freedom, that without rules there won't be not grow. He said that evolution does not ask origin, it haunts it. The student understands something deeper than first. The nice they understand the transition is not something to product voluntary, it is something to understand deeply. Is they understand that respect does not mean strong. The sum forever, it means carrying value forward one's adaptation to new religions. They understand the mastery is not about behind intractably, it is about behind adoptably. The night became a silent lesson that was never writer. It book and never recorders of official history. It lived only in the minds of those who witnessed it. A toast strong is not romancy but balance. True mastery is not control but understanding. True respect is not obedience but growth with growth. The turning held returned to normal life. Student continues turning lesson continued. Teach quit. We are products frame we are respect, but something had changed. A material doors had opened, a poisoliagancy bronze had brought the idea that condition and ebullyancy must find easy other. Disappointed, though we are no longer in midst, they become portals, branchless, returned to his part, turning one scheme with him, not as screens, but as a root. IP man continued teaching, knowing that his legacy was not freeze in frame, but LOB in evolution. The real Victoria of that night was not poesial, it was poesopial. It was the understanding that grow in not disrespected. Change is not victorial, evolution is not advancement, and surpassing a teacher is not a dishonor. It is the highest form of honor. This is a true teacher guarantees success is not guarding a student who flow forever. It is guarding a student who grown beyond him and carrying the value forever into a new world. Years passed and the night in the small turning hell in closed never internet official history books. No newspaper respect it, no record document it, no photographers captured it. It survived only in memory, in cold convergence, and in the silent understanding of those who were free. It is infancy moved fear beyond the room. Branchly when in the change the world understanding of martial arms, not by creating a style, but by breaking the idea the style itself is the goal. You can't do become not a system of teach quick, but a possibility of responsibility, simplicity, and trust. It trusts that the best way is no way, the best form is no from that the strongest postulation is not rigidity but fixability. Immense legacy does not dismiss it, exported it. Teaching lived not only in one's came school but in the midst of evolution. His greatest enhancement is not production skill finance, but potentially a student who called things beyond strong. He proved then a this master is not on who is immense, but the which teaching continue to grow after him. The relationship between teacher and student become a symbol of what healthy growth looked like in every field of life, not just martial arts, but education, leadership, business, creativity, and person development. The lesson of the night become timeless. Growth does not record revolution. Evolution does not record disrespect. Products does not record distortion of the past. True growth is industrial carrying roads forward whilst moving into the future. Transition without evolution become stronger. Evolution without roots become choice. Balance creates trust. This story become more than a story. It become a possibility. It trust the identity is not fixed. It is formed. Stone is not harnessed. It is apostolic. Discipline is not direction. It is direction. Respect is not obedience. It is grounded, and mastery is not control. It is interesting that the first lesson of Elway. Simply a good teacher does not want students to remain value him. A strong teacher wants students to surpass him, not to urge him, but to honor him, not to replace him, but to continue him, not to differ him, but to evolve beyond him. This is not just a material errand story. It is a life story. It is the story of every human who outgrew their old identity. Every student who outgrew their old limits. Every means the evolves beyond its old vibrancy. Every person who learns that growth is not pictorial and change is not disrespect. The night ended in silence, but the lesson never ended. It moved forward. Trust, nutrition, trust, mean trust, competency, trust, level, basis, true. Legacy is not the way behind, it is what continue after you. And the final truth of this story is this: the hunger's form of respect is not staying the same forever. The highest form of respect in becoming more, also remembering where you come from. Thanks for watching, and